Hi, I'm Rob from SkidSteerSolutions.com and I'm here with the Halverson skid steer mounted wood processor. The beauty of this is that it is an all-in-one solution. I've got my legs here so I can pick up the logs on my own. I don't have to have anybody loading this. I've got the deck that slides back and forth to feed them. I've got the grabber here, the little grapple that holds onto it. And then I've got my feed here that's auto feed on the cutting bar. Comes down, cuts the logs right off, drops down into here. And then I've got a splitter. We've got a couple different solutions here. What you see here today is the 4-way, which if the log's small enough, it drops down and gives you a 2-way. But there's also an option available that you can get a 6-way. When Halverson designed this, they thought of the commercial duty user. It's not an inexpensive attachment, so the kind of people that are buying this are people that are doing a lot of splitting. And they want to try and get rid of some of that manual grunt work that they've been having to do in the past. So if you look at this, all of the materials, everything's extra heavy duty. You've got a really heavy deck here that the logs sit on. All the way through to our hoses. We've got oversized hoses. They don't need to be this big, but they are. We've got electronic control on here. In this case, we're running a Genius controller to operate this. All the way along here, we've got a raised step. Over here, we've got our auto oiler. Auto oiler is absolutely awesome. You got a visual from inside the cab so you can see where your oil level is to keep that bar nice and oiled so it's ready to go. So we do have an adjustable deck here so that we can set the different lengths of the logs that we want to cut. And that way, depending on the type of fireplace or whatever that we're using, we get the exact perfect length of log every single time. Another really cool thing about this that makes it unique is that we do have these legs here that we can pick up the logs and auto load it. But also, we can lift this above a trailer. So if we have a dump trailer or something, we can lift this above and actually do our splitting into a trailer. Some of you might notice that there's a third hose here. This is a K-strain. Generally, K-strain is used on high flow attachments, or in this case, because we have a high-speed motor running our saw, we have to have a K-strain on here. So even though this is low flow, make sure that you've got a machine that has high flow or you're ready to connect a high flow up here. You also do need some electronic controls. I think I mentioned earlier, we do have a Genius controller on here. If you want to run it straight off your buttons, you have to have 5 active buttons because you've got forward and back on the unit here. You've got up and down on the grapple, and then you have an auto feed, so you only have to hit a button once to feed the blade, or the saw down, but you do have to have then that 5th button. So some machines like the older Caterpillars, C-Series and prior, you may have a problem with. You may have to add another switch if you want to do that. Okay, it's time to show you just what this processor can do on a skid steer. Thanks for watching, and you can find the Halverson skid steer mounted wood processor at SkidSteerSolutions.com.